I didn't confront him when he took credit for my work. That's what shocked everyone later. Because when it finally collapsed, they couldn't understand why I was the only one not surprised. I met Ryan in our second year of college. Same major, same classes, same deadlines. He wasn't stupid, just loud. The kind of guy who talked confidently even when he had no idea what he was saying. I was the opposite. Quiet, observant, always prepared. We were paired for a semester-long project that counted for almost half our grade. Research, analysis, presentation, everything. At first, things were normal. I handled the research. He handled the talking. That was the deal. 2 weeks in, I noticed something small. During group discussions, Ryan started using my exact words. Not similar, exact. At first, I brushed it off. Then it happened again. And again. By the fourth week, he wasn't just borrowing ideas. He was presenting them as if they were his own. I told myself, it's a group project, don't overthink it. That was my first mistake. The real moment came during a class presentation. The professor asked a difficult question, something only someone who did the research could answer. Ryan didn't even hesitate. He stood up and delivered my entire explanation, perfectly structured, right down to the example I had written in my notes the night before. The class nodded, the professor smiled, and I sat there, silent. Not because I was scared, because I was thinking. After class, people congratulated him. Great work, man. Your analysis was sharp. You clearly put in effort. He accepted every compliment like it was owed to him. I watched closely. He never once mentioned my name. That's when I decided something important. If he wanted credit so badly, I'd give it to him. All of it. From that day on, I changed nothing publicly. Privately, I changed everything. I still did the research, but I stopped correcting his misunderstandings. When he misinterpreted data, I let it slide. When he simplified complex points to sound confident, I nodded. When he rewrote sections incorrectly, I approved them. And slowly, his brilliance started developing cracks. Mid-semester, the professor announced something new. Each group would submit an individual defense report, explaining their contribution and reasoning. Ryan didn't panic. Why would he? He thought he knew the work. The night before submission, he messaged me. Hey, can you send me your notes just to revise? I replied with one sentence. Use what you understand. You'll do great. He sent a thumbs up emoji. The defense day was brutal. One by one, students were called to explain their project choices. When Ryan's turn came, he walked in confidently. He walked out 20 minutes later, pale. He couldn't explain why certain methods were chosen. He contradicted his own presentation. He confused cause with effect. The professor didn't raise his voice. That was worse. He simply said, "It seems the work you presented doesn't fully belong to you." A week later, the results came out. I passed with a solid grade. Ryan barely scraped through. But grades weren't the real punishment. Word spread. Quietly, slowly. People stopped asking him for help, stopped trusting his confidence, stopped assuming he was competent. He confronted me once. "You could have said something." I looked at him and replied, "I did, by staying silent." The funny thing, I never accused him, never exposed him, never argued. I just let him be exactly who he was, and that was enough.